Hello, everyone. Powerful people. Welcome to the Beyond Karma Show here on Beyond Mystic. Every Tuesday coming at you. And my name is Crystal Yardley. For those of you that are new, this is a show where we can do some deep diving into some personal questions and have some great chats and see what's going on in our karmic realms, our karmic bodies, how we're interacting karmically with the world. And just a great opportunity here for us to spend some time with each other. And I just wanted to remind you that you can check us out from Beyond Mystic, Jean-Claude at Beyond Mystic on our Rumble channel, as well as on YouTube. So be sure to check out both of those streaming platforms. If you are not over on Rumble already, we are getting some excellent views there. So just a reminder about that. And another mini reminder before we start that you can find me over on the beyondmystic.net consultations page. And I am currently offering hour-long and half-hour-long intuitive readings over on the site there. So again, a really incredible opportunity for us to tune in with you and really allow for your guides and your wisdom to come through and offer some big support in these challenging times, in these exciting times, in the wild ride that is our world. So that's where you can find me. And today you have found me on, again, the Beyond Karma show here on Beyond Mystic. So welcome, everyone. I see people are tuning in. Lynn, Lori, I've got your questions starred. Please go ahead and pop your questions up into the comments, and I will get them started and get to them as we move along. So greetings, as I said, to Lynn, Lori there. Hi, Leo. Crystal rocks. You rock. Greetings, Guinness Girl. Lupo, lovely to see you again, as always. John, hey, Cassandra, Cass, oh, my people, hi, everyone. It's like getting to have a visit every week. It's so nice. Hey, early morn. Yeah, right? From rainy Vancouver, where sad is a real thing. I feel you. Oh, look at this. We got a Shelley Yardley tuning in. Hi, Mama. Oh, just had the strangest dream about a storm in Australia. Tell us about it. Do you have any questions? Tell us about your dream, John. Should we look into it? Okay, dreams are coming up. I had a very realistic dream involving Jesus through Mary Magdalene's eyes. Okay, we're going to come back to that one. Okay. I love your little bee pop back there. Thank you. I love bees. It has been a thing for me for many years before bees became more trendy like they are now. But there is, I feel like, a true soul resonance that we have in relationship with bees in this lifetime, and so much to learn. And I feel like our coexistence with bees is key to humanity. So always in the honoring of the bee life and the way with which they navigate through their systems and the hive mind and all of it. So thank you for pointing that out. You love bees too. Yeah, so many bees in my yard. Oh, lucky. You must plant some good pollinator plants and flowers and such to attract them. I'm hearing a lot about there being less and less in people's yards. So, yeah, wonderful. I had my first UFO dream 2 nights ago. Very strange. Didn't see any aliens, just their craft. What? Okay. Hey, this is coming through as a theme. Let's look into it. First of all, before I go to questions, I'm feeling like, what do we need to know about what's coming in our dreams over this next month here? Let's have a look. Pull my cards up here. What do we want to know about dreams? You've just got wildflowers growing everywhere. That is the way. That's actually truly the way, isn't it? Yeah. Because then those are the flowers that really work for the bees. So okay, starring these comments. Don't get distracted, Crystal. Let's have a look. Tuning in with what we need to know about our dream time over this next month. You know, coming into this end of November, completing Scorpio season, you know, we're really in that endings and new beginnings realm, the in-betweener realm. So we've got probably some deeper access to our dream time and the potentiality to be able to work with it. So let's have a look at that. All right. Well, yeah, kind of as suspected here. Very interesting. Okay. Well, it looks like we're definitely, with this King of Cups being here in terms of what we need to know about it, about dreaming right now, we're really tapping into our deeper emotional bodies when we're going into dreams. And it looks like we're working through that which is one has us feeling bound, the things in life that have us feeling like stuck or concerned or really like there is a lot of breaking through the illusions that are being placed upon us in the waking realms, in the conscious realms. And I feel like we're going to have a lot of insight into potentially some of the shadow aspects, the darker aspects, or the challenging aspects of that which is affecting us in our conscious reality. And it is seeping into and really be like coming up for us in a big way in the dream space. So, what can we do about now? One thing I can say is that our it almost feels as though this is an upgrade, because if we look at it, it's like mastering of our emotions and an up leveling of our energy body, a new beginning in the energy realm. So we're really working at revamping a lot of our conscious life through, and this is what dream time is all about, right? But there's an extra opportunity right now to dive in and to really process some of that deeper, darker stuff that is affecting us on maybe more of a subconscious level than we realize. So that's kind of interesting. So how can we work with this in our, how do we work with this, right? Is this something that we can empower and step towards? Another 7. Ah. Yeah, I feel like it's only going to kind of even be happening over the next like 7 to 10 days. And then there's going to be a lightness that's going to come in our like waking time and allowing us to feel a little bit more mm, optimistic and curious, more empowered in our day-to-day reality, because we've actually done some like cleared some karma in our dream time. So it's really interesting that many of you are having these more potent and intense dreams. And I feel that it's really actually caring for our health on the physical plane to receive some of these messages and allow them to be processed and transmuted in our dream time. Cool. Great to know. I'm going to take a moment here, have a look at what everyone is sharing on that. Lupo only has plants that attract bees. Well done. Well done. I have no clue how to pronounce that. Pardon me. Merovingian's symbol was the bee. Aha. This winter's full moon and the stars line up with Jesus times biblical tracking. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. Welcome, welcome. We'll have a look at that. We'll have a look at that. Uh-huh. Sounds awesome to hear, because my dreams have really shifted these past 2 years since the vid, hey? Well, I mean, so has our consciousness, right? And we've really stepped into the ability to process in a much more conscious and subconscious way at the same time, right? So, it's 11:11 here, so I'll take it as a sign to join. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, thank you. All right, let's pop into some questions for everyone here. My daughter and I are having difficulties. My question is, are we dealing with karma? Also, is now a good time to reach out? Thank you. Blessings to you and your daughter. Let's have a look at, is this karmic between the two of you? And then I'll pull a few more on, is now a good time to reach out? Yeah. Mother-daughter relationships, you know, as we go through all of these journeys in ourselves, we're quite the mirrors for each other, and activators and triggers for each other. Okay. So if we're looking at this, like, I don't know that it's necessarily, there's no heavy cards here in terms of karmic cards. I feel that it's more of, you've come together in this lifetime, and we can look at whether there's other lifetimes involved, but it feels as though you're meant to be going through a period of feeling like there's an honoring that you're coming from different perspectives, that you're really having to, one or both of you is feeling like in order to connect, that you're having to straddle a divide or having to um, really kind of compromise. And but there is almost that I feel here with this Six of Pentacles in the center, like there is opportunities for you to find, and I speak to this a lot, opportunities to find your common ground, the things that feeding the things that do really work in your connection. And I'd be curious to hear more about what the difficulties are, but there's an opportunity definitely for right now. You're being shown shadow aspects of, like, again, the mirrors for each other. We have the scales here too, and the sort of balancing. I call this fellow the tightrope walker, right? So there's a lot about walking a thin line of keeping a certain level of balance, knowing that both of you are sovereign beings and that there's going to be somewhere that you can meet in the middle that has to do something with coming into a space of generosity with each other, coming into a space of reciprocity with each other. That's available right now. And you may find that even stepping towards each other feels like there's more shadow stuff that gets brought up. But let's have a look here at what you can do about that. Wow. Okay. So it may take, it may take a period of you holding a space of that feeling of generosity towards her, almost I get like as if as if she was someone that you didn't know and felt like you just needed to hold unconditional care for. And the rest of it, any attachment to a relationship or what you've had in the past, or um, how you've affected each other, how you've hurt each other, it seems like there needs to be a complete letting go here. We've got, we've got heartbreak. So this is saying the heartbreak is there, but it's also a time for it's ready to be healed. But in order for that to happen, it almost feels like there needs to be an even greater release, an even greater letting go, because there's a real mystery that's coming forth here with the High Priestess. There's something that is, now this says to me that there may be something more karmic in past life that's coming through. So because something is coming through that's beyond the veil right now. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to pull a few more here, and I just want you to know that on the other side of that letting go, there is a new, again, the middle ground that you end up finding. There's a new vibration in there. There's a space for things to look completely different. So I would almost say to let it go for like the next 6 or 7 weeks, 3 months kind of thing, 2 to 3 months until the new year. And like maybe even the start of the fire horse year, where the energy shifts. A lot of us are still working with our deeper stuff, right? And then so that you keep each other almost safe from that, give it a bit more space and time. Wait until the new year to reach out, because there's beautiful opportunity on the horizon for the two of you. I hope that feels supportive for you. Mm-hmm. Okay. Back to dream time. Back to dream time. I had a very realistic dream, involving Jesus through Mary Magdalene's eyes. Was that a past life? Oh, I feel excited for you, a little bit envious almost, because that sounds absolutely magical. And let's have a look. Was this dream a past life remembering? Wonder what it would have felt like to be. Ooh. Yeah. Very possibly a past life. Very possibly. I feel as though even more than a past life, and maybe but it may not have been even like a exact past life remembering, although it does look, we do have the relationship card in the past here. So it definitely, with this Wheel of Fortune in the center, I'm thinking that you're being awakened as a channel. And whether this looks a lot to me like you could possibly have been some sort of an incarnation of that remembering, with this Two of Cups in the past, when we're speaking to the couples there, right? And that there's been some sort of portal that's opened. I would say to just watch out for what energies come through that opening. Be very protective of your yourself in your dream time, because it feels as though there is some sort of gateway that's been opened, and you have access to a lot of, I'd say, ancient knowledge and wisdom through that. And be careful that you don't get your mind doesn't get used in that way. So yeah, I definitely, but I feel like it's very quite possibly a past life. That's so sweet to see. And even if it wasn't exactly Jesus and Mary Magdalene, there's something where you have some sort of an ability to tie in with those beings from where you are right now. That's really exciting to see. Very interesting. Okay. Seeing questions. Edgar Casey's readings on YouTube, difficult children that address the past lives being brought into this life lessons. I have the same questions concerning my daughter. Right? Like it almost feels, that's where that Knight of Swords, there's parts of it that do feel challenging. There's parts about not all of the dreams that we have when we're in the remembering are positive, right? And that can lead to feeling pretty torn between the realms, and torn with what you're meant to do with that information, and almost like it can be scary sometimes, like you're under some sort of a psychic attack, or a download past life download attack, right? Again, finding the ways to be asking to be protected from any challenging energies that might come through, anything that is not of your highest good and the highest timeline in this lifetime and across timelines is always good to do when you're heading into dream time. A wizard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to. Bless you. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you, Lucy. Yeah, right. Another about dreams here. Saying someone who also passed wasn't dead, but in Australia and needs to leave because a storm was coming. Okay. Now that was the dream that you had. John, I'm going to go back up and find it. Bear with me, folks. Strangest dream about a storm in Australia. That's what it was. Interesting. Now, are you in Australia? Have you been to Australia? With people who have passed away, saying someone who also passed wasn't dead, but in Australia needs to leave because the storm was coming. Okay, you know what, John? I'm going to pull one card for you on what you need to know about that. Did you recognize this person who had passed but wasn't dead? Relocated to Australia. So interesting. Huh. Another gateway card, right? We're really being opened up in our dream time. So crazy. And you're traveling, I mean, literally seems like across the world in dream time. Early morn, was that the right use of literally? Inside joke. Okay. People who've passed away saying someone else. So I feel as though this is a nod to teleportation. I feel as though this is a nod to different timelines and the ability to travel through portals. And interesting, right? Because are we potentially even traveling through portals into different timelines where we're still alive? Is that potentially possible? Needs to leave because a storm is coming. And it's interesting here too, because you can see the clouds are rolling in, but it seems as though in her bubble, she's going to be protected. So for us to become more and more aware of these possible portals, and if we're going to do some traveling, time traveling, we better know how to get back through these portals to where we need to go. Coming back to you after here. So interesting. I was wearing a watch that stopped. I don't wear a watch. Right. So what is the watch? Well, isn't that wild? Time stopped. Right. So being for us to be aware of even potentially that these dreams are us astral traveling and paying attention to, it's kind of like overriding time, right? The what is time? This is like there's like greater rule to that which is time. It goes beyond like that which we can see and calculate, and yeah, not being careful not to get caught in the other side when you're traveling, or when certainly when we awaken to teleportation, we need to be really aware of the way. So is that a nod to us really needing to work with time in this current reality? And we've been talking about that lots, right? Talking about uh, the time changes and not changing our clocks anymore, and sort of starting to work with that time bending, with really learning how to set our own time and have our own internal navigational clocks. Yeah, timelessness at its best. Well done. It would be so cool as long as it didn't make me feel sick, right? Well, I'm sure there would be some kinks to work out on that. Yeah, beautiful. Oh, she died in a fire 5 years ago. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry to hear that. Yeah, I mean, and again, it's one of those interesting ones because you may have had access through this dream again to travel to another timeline to be able to interact with her. And we're I I feel that our subconscious in a way either uses the uh, physical essence of that being to show us and teach us how to start working with something like astral travel, time travel. And so they use someone like that to show you that even in when you've passed on, that there could potentially be still be access to different timelines, because time is not a linear thing, right? So, I mean, this sounds like a down the rabbit hole topic to me, but I know you love to go down the rabbit holes with us, John. So, but blessings to you on the loss of your friend. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You and your mom. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that. Very interesting. Okay. I've been divorced for 5 years. I'm unsure if I should reconcile with my ex, move on, and look for love again, or if I should remain solo, which I kind of like, but it's lonely and hard. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, let's have a look. I'll pull some on each of them. Reconcile, move on and look for love, remain solo. Relationships are an interesting one. The way that we, things end, but they don't ever really end, right? There's always some sort of a transition. It transitions into something different. And we live in such a black and white society and culture that we feel like, divorce is an end. That's just it. And then you move along and just let that person go. But that's not really very human of us, is it? So let's have a look at that for you. Green Mountain Girl. Okay. Reconcile, move on, remain solo. Hmm. Hmm. Well, that's lovely to see. Okay. So I would have to say, do not go back with your ex. However, honor the strength in the good parts of what you two had together. Honor that, um, if you're even considering reconciliation, then there is still something there that is a win for each other, where there's some sort of supportive nature that you can glean from each other, still a way that you can still support each other in your strengths. The rest of it is done, though. The rest of it looks complete. And like, if you try to go back, just don't. Just don't. It doesn't look it. I mean, again, with 2 10s here, it is a completion. Um, and on the other side of that is a new beginning, but it doesn't look as though you're at that time, either of you, for a new beginning to occur. So again, the transition into what are we to each other now, I feel like sort of cheerleaders for each other and honoring the strength that you two develop together. And moving on and finding love, I feel that setting your intention, honoring your dreamy dream now going forward, and really, really shooting for the ultimate, and then getting out there just a bit, like dipping your toe in the water, getting curious and moving really slowly. Like, just step by step, not rushing into anything. You're just there to kind of like check it out. And until you meet the dreamy dream, you're not, you're just on a steady path, and there's no big decisions that are going to be made. I'd say even for like looking forward over the next couple of years, we have this pile here, which is remaining solo. Um, and I feel as though there's a calling for you to look at solo versus being in co-creation with others, that you may be asked at this time to be looking at the greater picture, like not just relationship, but what is beyond where you are right now. That is like, what does being single mean for you right now in terms of really being able to um, expand out into the world, to really do healing and really be honoring yourself emotionally. And then I feel like coming together with other people and working on fostering your community connections, your friendship connections, working on projects with other people. So dipping your toe in the dating water, but your focus is actually, I feel even that there's something that is project based or financially career based, even a little bit more, and that's a bit more of your focus right now. So working on really cultivating your inner value, working with your continuing to heal your emotional body, and looking towards the future. And this bird's eye view right here is kind of looking at this Nine of Cups and being like, over this time, how am I really assessing? Like, can I imagine what it feels like to integrate partnership into who I am and who I'm becoming? So it looks like moving forward in the dating world is a yes, bit by bit, and being remaining solo doesn't necessarily mean being solo. It just means not necessarily being in full partnership at this point. Mhm. Mm. Hi, hi. Made it for another live. Still have family members that don't know what's going on, blaming the you know who for their problems. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of blame that's flying around, and that's not just because of, you know, the last big throwdown or shakedown that happened, or because people are asleep. I mean, it's our victim consciousness, right? We're looking for others to blame because we're having a harder and harder time looking at ourselves. And so let's see what they can do, what you can do to interact with these family members, what you need to know about that experience with them. Hmm. Well, this is very similar to the first question with family members as well, right? Between the first lovely woman and her daughter. So there's something here. I'm seeing it again that this period in life is testing us towards being, can we hold this space of neutrality and not attach to what people are thinking, feeling, and what they're going through, because our attachment to it is actually hurting us more than it's helping them in a way. And so it's almost as though we really need to actually let go of a certain attachment and connection to relationship with them to allow for greater healing to occur. And so you're just holding this container of always leading by example, in that there's a new world on this end of the reality, that the place that you're coming from, and that in when we step into continue to step into the new world way, the new world consciousness, it's a lot less about blaming, and it's a lot more about the win-win-win dynamic, right? This world is not going to be about um so much about division and so much about pointing the finger, and a lot more about getting curious, like, how can we help each other here? So you letting go of some of your, it's kind of like you gotta let them really self implode. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a self imploding dynamic, right? Yeah, that's it, right? Letting go of expectations for sleeper folk. Yeah. Yeah, and it's not easy. Blame is like you're a part of something. Shunned would mean you're not wanted to be a part of something. Okay. Aw, happy to hear that, Green Mountain Girl. Blessings on your journey. Blessings on your journey. I'm excited for you dipping your toe in the dating world. And yeah, there's other ways to not be lonely. Mm-hmm. Uh, oh, I just love the chats y'all are having with each other. Okay. Flying RVs. Yeah, you're welcome. And let me pull a couple more. Again, this is we're learning how to let each one come into alignment with their own North Star. And it may still be it doesn't mean that letting it go means that you're not going to still have to have interactions and that there isn't going to be little mini battles that occur. It just means that there's the opportunity for us to allow, just like we want them to allow us to become the greatest parts of ourselves, the greatest aspects of ourselves. It's a journey for all of us, right? And so in that allowing, the releasing and holding that container, there's much deeper potency that comes forward. And it doesn't, however, mean that we're free from conflict within our families. Rupture happens to all of us a lot, a lot, because we are also battling in ourselves and battling the realities of this world. It's quite the storm. Hmm. Okay. Ah, this is the same you. Yeah. Wow. When my grandchildren will talk to me or visit, one of the six is always in contact with me. Hmm. So, in answer to the when, I would give it probably another, with that Five of Swords, probably another 5 weeks. Um, it seems as though they are going through their own shifts in their life. They're going through their own upheaval. And I mean, oh my goodness, you get to be the grandma in all of that. There is no better neutral, heart-centered space holder than a grandma. And just keep being that, keep intending, keep knowing your power and intending that they are going through what they need to go through. You can't save them from that, but what you can do is always be there when they're ready. So an answer to the when. Can I get an answer to when? There will be movement. There will be movement. Yeah. Yeah. Probably coming into the next year. Over the next 6 months. This is interesting here too. What was it? 6 of them. Here you are navigating, holding space for all 6 of them. That's so beautiful to see, right? So give it time. It'll come. It'll come. Yeah. Oh, I see. Suggestion for the rabbit hole. Love it. Actually, before I put that up there, let's do it. Let's do it. Me and my husband were swatted Sunday, and I want to know why. Swatting is when someone calls the police saying you're about to do something to get the police to raid your home. Oh my gosh. What in the world? I'm so sorry to hear that that happened to you. That's disgusting. Yeah, it was like last time as well. There was a question about someone's a bullet that had come through someone's window. What in the world? Husband were swatted on Sunday. I want to know why. Okay, a little bit of a blind read here. Give me a second. Okay. Well, here's the thing. I don't see bad cards here. So that's a really terrible situation to have happen to you. It's almost like you and your husband held the key to something that they were looking for, like a certain layer, a certain amount of like wealth and prestige, or that there was suspicion of having a certain amount of a certain amount of wealth, and that there was potentially with this Queen of Cups that there was a certain uh like weakness to get in on, even through you, with that, with the feminine being there, like the softness of it. There's like an opening to kind of like target you, um because it does look as though it had something to do with money. Someone called and said they were going to kill us, then kill themselves. Then they fired 2 gunshots. Yeah, It feels as though it's something to do where they're envious of your life. Like they're wanting to, and that it's so crazy because they don't look malicious. And so to me, it feels as though they were trying to take your life from you because from what they were seeing, you had the dream. So yeah, like they were wanting to take, like, I wonder, and you didn't know them? Someone called, said they were going to kill them. I'm so sorry for that. That sounds so scary. Yeah. Sending protection and healing. No one actually fired gunshots anywhere close to our house. Wild. Wild. Well, we're all sending you a lot of love and protection. And it may be that you're being called. Okay, you didn't know the person. It may be that you're being called to relocate. It may be that you're being called to want to relocate to somewhere that feels safer, that feels more in alignment. But it does look as though there you will have a good outcome from all of this. Like they'll catch the people that did it, and that there will be cause for you to feel lighter and like you can not carry so much of the fear that this happened. So it does look like the outcome is going to be something to be, I mean, hard to say the word celebrate, but that's what that is showing me, that there will be a good outcome in the end with this. The gunshots were heard over the phone. Yeah. It looks like a bit of a hollow threat, honestly. And so I'm so glad to hear that you all are safe. And I feel more than anything like they were probably just trying to scare you and intimidate you because they want what you have. And there's crazy people out there doing crazy things. I see this suggestion for down the rabbit hole. Thank you. I will take a photo of that and take that to the big mama. When we finish up here, I'll grab a photo of that. And okay, I am almost wrapping up, but I have time for one more question. Let's do it. Thanks for being here, Lupo. Yeah. I never see you asking questions. I love that you join, and I'm sure Lupo also reads cards, and so I'm sure there's always learning, and I love that. But if you have any questions, I know you did ask that question once about when you and your wife were going to see Janine. Always love having you. Thank you for being here. Your wisdom adds to the whole. Okay. Maple Dove, 17. Will my daughter ever change her mind about wanting to transition? Oh, yeah. What a tough one. Oh. Wow. I tell you, I always leave off on just the most incredible pull. Your daughter came in to have this journey. No matter what happens, this journey has been absolutely necessary for her greater healing. She came in actually as, oh, look at coming in on the sunshine. And this journey of learning how to walk two worlds, how to straddle these two paths is going to be an essential experience for her to find the deeper healing of alchemizing in herself that she's meant to in this lifetime. So I don't know that you're going to know. It may even take her like another couple of years of being unsure and still really straddling this. But it does feel, I mean, of course, it does feel like there's a lot of, as we know, right, a lot of programming out there. And like it seems like she's found like a group of people that are kind of in like of that mindset, but it's not the it's definitely steeped in the programming. It's steeped in the illusion, but I feel that it's only going to be a journey of over the next couple of years, and I think within within 3 years, I feel like she's going to be going in the direction that's going to be of her highest timeline. So, I don't know necessarily about changing her mind, but I feel that it's going to be more about coming into a real healthy, resonant place in herself that actually is giving her the opportunity to go into, expand into greater parts of her being and to really take herself out into the world. And yeah, she's never fit in, so she thinks it'll fix her, right? And that's a lot of the programming is that they think that it'll fix them. And yet there is the opportunity here for healing. I get also too that something that may be supportive is travel, even over the next few months, traveling to a few different places in the world where, this culture of this trans culture is really a Western sort of cultural thing. Like it's not as prominent in a lot of other parts of the world. And so to get the opportunity to go out and have some different perspectives and experiences and not be so just enmeshed in the immediate reality that she's in. Mhm. 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 Yeah. I'm I feel as though she's going to be moving in a very positive direction in the overall outcome of it, um, because this looks like a positive direction. And so what you can do, mm, can you do to support yourself in this? Oh. Hold her in your heart. There's the act of supporting and then there's the act of loving. And you can still really hold her in your heart and love her deeply from the distance of having the boundary of not being able to support it, yet always loving her no matter what. And you may lose certain parts of her, but you know, I had a counselor once tell me when I was taking some space from my mom and I was having just a hard time in knowing how to navigate that. And she said to imagine that you have a fire hose that shoots love all over that person every time you think of them. So it's kind of like you are loving them, but you're also sort of frustrated with them, and you need to keep that at a distance and kind of cleanse them almost. But it's done with love. And the best thing that we can do is send this send these beings that we've signed contracts with is to shower them in our love, but hold our own sacred container of, you need to have your own experience with it. Not felt the need to ask personal questions up to now, but maybe that time will come at some point. You're welcome either way. Always. Thank you. Another rabbit hole idea. Thank you. Love it. And I wanted to go back to this too here. We were cooperative with the police in every way. They had us come out of our home and we gave them permission to search her backyard and in her home. I feel that you're going to have justice in all of this and you're going to they're going to find out what happened there. All right. Before we finish, I just wanted to remind you that you can book consultations with me on Beyond Mystic, hour-long and half-hour-longs, and also to remind you that you are with me on the Beyond Karma show. We've got Beyond the News coming up at 8, just a few hours away. Beyond Crystal Code tomorrow with Carla and Coco. And then Thursday is just a bumper pack filled day. Beyond Ravens, Beyond the News, viewer questions. Love tuning into that one. And then hopping into Down the Rabbit Hole with Mom and I. And also look at these Ascension Argonites, Astrology Shungite pendants available now. Use coupon code Beyond Mystic 10 to get 10% off of these Shungite astrological pendants. I love that. Those are so cute. And lastly, we wanted to share with you that you can now purchase this Golden Age with Bixweir, Grand Canyon Gold, and the Golden Age Prophecy. What if the real treasure was never really lost, only hidden? Ooh, cool. For over a century, stories have circulated about a mysterious cache of gold buried deep within the Grand Canyon, riches so vast they could rewrite the entire global financial system. To journey into the hidden history, suppressed truths, and the deeper spiritual meaning of gold, not as a commodity, but as a frequency of integrity and divine order. Ooh. Hello. That sounds good. That sounds great. Aw. Big love to you too. Big love to you. First time watching live. Hey, animals have souls. Thank you for tuning in. Lovely. So grateful. The watch I don't wear has stopped. See y'all next time. See y'all next time. Until next Tuesday, have a beautiful week, everyone. Have a beautiful week. Stay warm, stay dry.